Have you ever felt that a game is just too easy for you and it makes the game stupid? Like, just not fun to play? Well, there are a couple of them for me personally, and I found a couple of ways to play them with a challenge to make them harder and thereby more interesting. Today, I am going to show you a couple of tricks on how to make your games more fun. Let's get into them. Number 1, Nuzlocke. Nuzlocke. Everybody knows what they are, and I couldn't just start off a video like this one without talking about them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll explain it like everybody else does. And yeah. First off, you have been living under a rock, so go watch some of those videos. They are pretty funny and a pain to make. I'm speaking out of experience. Second off, they're actually a type of challenge you can only play if the game supports multiple characters. Like, for example, Pokemon or Skylanders even. But the gimmick of this challenge actually is you have limited resources. You have what you get. If a character, his or hers, HP drops to 0, it's dead, never to be used again in that run. Why is this so popular then? Well, because it's hard, generally hard. Ever seen those Pokemon Nuzlocke? Well, I have, and it's pretty heartbreaking to see your beautiful Torchic being torn to pieces by a Poochyena and having to start over. Now, they are actually a lot of fun to do if you know what you're doing. So I suggest that for players who have already played through a game once and are like, I want to play it again, but it's the same thing. For those people, a Nuzlocke would come in clutch. Yes, I said clutch. Why? Well, it's quite hard and it makes you feel different when playing the game again. So definitely do that. Otherwise, you should actually not be doing it. Like, if you're playing it for the first time and you have seen a gameplay video of it, it's iffy. So there are other challenges for that, but we'll come to those soon enough. For now though, that's actually all you have to know. Number 2, Damageless. A pain in the arse. Yes, you heard that right. A pain in the arse. Why? Well, Damageless, as you can hear in the word, it's doing the game without taking damage. For some games, this is just easy peasy lemon squeezy. For others, it's like a hellish thing to do. Looking at you, Breath of the Wild, or Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't have you. This is actually possible for almost every game though. And that's a good thing about it. The bad thing, it's harder than a Nuzlocke, as I might have already said. Why? Well, in a Nuzlocke you can take damage as much as you want, just as long as you don't die. That's not the case with the Damageless run though. Why not, you may be asking? Well, you'd have to know the game inside out. So, I don't recommend it for new players. I recommend it for players who have played this game for 2 years and felt like, man, this is getting boring. I want a challenge. That's a challenge to the Damageless Nuzlocke. No, not the Damageless Nuzlocke, that's another challenge, but the Damageless is a real challenge. I'll get to the Damageless Nuzlocke later. Sorry for that. But I have tried a Damageless run in Skylanders Trap Team. it went horribly. I rage quit after level 5 because it took me 20 tries to beat the boss, and I still couldn't beat the boss. So, yeah, I just gave up. Do I recommend it to anyone who just is willing to put in hundreds of hours? Yes. Not to those who are like, oh, I just don't like the game, I played it once or twice, let's do it damageless, blah 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 blah. No, not for those. And that was just silly of me. Just forget I did that. But I do recommend it to people who know what they're doing, or to people who just want to have a bad time. And yeah, if you really want to do this and feel like a legend, go for it. But I wouldn't recommend it if you're not very good at the game. Let's get on to the next one, shall we? Now, this is a lamp that belongs on my desk. You might be wondering, iron, where did it come from? I want one. Well, it's from the IKEA. Nope, IKEA is not sponsored. Anyway, how does it work? You turn it on. Shines bright like a diamond. And you can even become the worst villain. Oh, I'm actually blinded by it. So, if you want cooler things and gadgets like this one, you are going to GameChampion.com. Yes, that is the sponsor of today's video. I actually got sponsored, and thank you GameChampion.com for this. I actually even got a discount code for you. It's IRON. No, just IRON. And it gives you a 5% discount. Isn't that great? You can buy multiple things there. And one of those is actually a hexagon lamp board thingy that I really like. The other one that I really like is a lamp that is based on volume. The more you speak, the higher you speak, the more it goes to glow and goes higher. Thank you GameChampions.com for sponsoring this video, and hopefully we'll have a long-lasting sponsorship. Goodbye. Number 3, the speedrun. Woohoo! Yes, the speedrun, that's for people who like to learn things inside and out of the game for some reason, like how to make the glitch happen, like up, down, up, down, up, down, jump, wee, boom, suddenly the end of the game. Like, that's those kind of people. But I would only recommend it to those who really enjoy like trying a lot, because you're not gonna get the world record. Let me say that already. Like, you might, there's this one person in the world that is going to get this, and it might not be you, but it might be someone else watching this video, or it just might be you, who knows, right? But it is actually, you have to be really quick, you have to know how to play the game, so you have to have already played the game. The controls must be natural to you, else you won't be able to do it. And you must make your own, like, how do you say this? Your own map? No, not map, but like a route. Like, I'm now going to this zone. Waha! I'm now going to this zone. Waha, speedrun. But what I do have to say about it is, there are many categories, so even if you're not good at completing the game as fast as possible with glitches, you could try it without glitches, or doing a 100%. Like, that's also a thing, right? Maybe not many people like to do the 100%, and you might get a pretty high score on speedrun.com. One thing I do have to say though, you have to stream this, or at least make a video out of it that is not edited. Because if you do get on a certain level, about a certain time, you are actually asked to show proof, and you don't want to mess with mods, do you? That's why I would recommend becoming a streamer or something like that, and doing the VODs on your YouTube. That's not what I'm doing though, because my VODs are stuffy and dumb. But that's actually all I wanted to say about it. So good luck. Number 4. Little challenges. You can also choose little challenges from Name of Wheels, for example. Like you spin, animated, edited wheel here, hopefully. And you basically just choose whatever challenge you want to do or something like that. For example, there are a lot of YouTubers who do Pokemon content, and they are like, ooh, let us spin the wheel, or I have to use a team of baby shinies. I have to first gather them. Like that kind of stuff. It's not much, you may think, but it does change the content drastically. Does it mean that it will always be fun? No. Like, for example, oh no, I have to play the rest of this game with a box on my head. Or the video with a box on my head. I'm doing it. It's no, my egghead is moving. But yeah, I'm doing this now. But yeah, you get where I'm going with, right? I'm not doing this. Stay. Anyway, it does change drastically. You might not think it might, but it sometimes really does. Like, for example, you can't go on that route. What are you gonna do then, right? You have to stay on some other route. You have to stay in grass, be sneaky. All those are things you can do, and it's all the more enjoyable with friends. I am speaking out of experience. Yes, I tested almost all of them. Iron approved. Number 5, the Dauntless Nuzlocke. Now, there is one more thing I'd like to talk about, and that is my very own one, the one I accidentally spoiled already. Well, it's actually the Dauntless Nuzlocke. You basically take Dauntless and Nuzlocke together. It's easier and harder than a Dauntless run, since you get to go on, but you have the limited resources. So, for example, Rocket, you dies by neck, as you did. You need to readjust your playstyle to every one of the characters. Like, suddenly I had to play with my boy Snapshot. Not actually, but you get what I'm going with. It's always a different playstyle, and that makes it so hard, but also so enjoyable. Now, I haven't proven that it is possible to do yet, but after I did that with I will do that with Trap Team. You are very invited to doing it yourself, but you have to please just credit me for this, since I'm a small channel with, at the moment, 8 subscribers, which I'm very grateful for. But yeah, I'd actually like some credit for it, since I basically came up with the idea. Now, you can always beat a Dauntless Nuzlocke in Skylanders. You just have to have enough Skylanders. Well, with my amount of Skylanders, it is actually not 100% possible to do it. If you were to die in every single fight with Skylander, I wouldn't be able to do it. But if you want to see my Dauntless Nuzlocke, I am actually I actually have the rules in the first supercut of the parts, and I also am now doing a reboot of it since I inevitably lost. I am actually already editing it, so yeah, season 2 of The Damageless Nuzzle coming soon. Those were actually all the techniques or tips or tricks, how do you call it, that I wanted to show. So thank you for watching. This was Young Broadcast. See you next time.